Thank you for staying with me. Chatting with us today is Michelle Simmons, the Executive Director of the American Heart Association Hampton Roads, an organization on a mission to be a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives through research, policy, advocacy, and education on heart and brain health. Now, you spoke earlier about how your mother's life was saved by somebody seeing something that let them know something was wrong. Can you please give myself and the viewers an idea of what are the symptoms and signs of a heart attack or stroke?
Yeah. For a stroke, there is an acronym you want to remember, and it's FAST. FAST.
Fast.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that is what that checker learned. And so that is F is for the face drooping.
Okay.
So my mom had that. So F for face drooping. The A is for arm, or, you may not be able to lift your arms. Your arm may become numb or tingling. One
Doesn't have to hurt.
No.
Just inactivity.
Yes, not able to move it either on both sides, one side. It doesn't matter which side. It's just the fact that your limbs. And then S is for the slurred speech. And so you start to have slurred speech. And then the T is for time, and it's time to call 911.
Okay.
And so that is fast. And so what's so important about that is what is occurring at that time. You have to get that person to the hospital immediately because there is a lack of blood flow somewhere to the brain. And so that time is so important. So if you see that, you have to act immediately.
So no blood flow means no oxygen?
Yes, to the brain.
And that can be damage that's irreversible, right?
Exactly.
And even if they don't lose their life.
Yeah, and I didn't mention this, but stroke is one of the biggest causes of adult disability. And so because of that, you see a lot of people that are disabled and have permanent disability from having strokes. So that's that. From a heart attack perspective, this one is so hard because it's different in a lot of different people.
Okay.
It is not always the clenching your chest and falling down and that you feel this major pain in your chest. It's not always that. And especially for women, it's a lot different. And so it could be that pain in the center of the chest that radiates out, a pain that's not going away. So let's say you take some medicine, it still doesn't go away. That could be something. The other thing could be jaw pain. A lot of people don't recognize like jaw pain, tooth pain, something in here, just overall not feeling well, flu-like symptoms, feeling like indigestion, nausea is another one.
So after what age does something like a jaw pain, tell you that maybe it's something else?
Listen to this, any age. And you know why? Because we're seeing people in their 20s have strokes and heart attacks. We are living in a world where 20-year-olds are having strokes and 20-year-olds are. So I would say, in 20s, you'd be like, oh, that's just a toothache, but you don't know. Combined with these other symptoms. So I would say combined with other symptoms, that could be something.
And see, that goes back to my question in the first segment with all of the innovations and all of this advancement, how in the world are things seeming
still
to
there? Yeah. It's our life. It's our lifestyle. We're much more sedentary. I know that there was something I saw on the internet, but it said that sitting is the new smoking. So sitting is the new smoking of this decade. And, I'm guilty of it. I work for this organization and I find it hard sometimes to get up and move. I'm in meetings. I'm busy. I'm on the computer. And so not moving. And it's harder. It's just hard. Our lives are just different. We are driven by a lot of technology,
right? And
we're not a state, or a country that moves as much as we need to. And so we are just kind of around our phones, around our computers and sitting. And so it's a lot of lifestyle.
We need to get back to those times. Yeah. Our families used to say, the aged folks in our family used to say, I used to walk to school up both ways.
Yes.
So we need to go back to moving, walking up both ways.
You see, the heart disease in some countries is so low. And one of the reasons is they are walking country. They move, they have long lunches, they walk to lunch, they walk back. They're always.
Yes, because we eat and then we sit.
Less. Yeah.
We eat and then we lay down.
Yeah.
And so we really need to break ourselves of that habit.
And it's so hard. And the thing is, I always tell people this, I work for this organization and I struggle. So we know it is not as easy. It's not, when you talked about life's essential 8, we know that these are hard things to do. If they were so easy, everyone would be doing it and we'd all be at optimal health. So we know that life factors, life happens, that is a barrier to you doing these things. But we want people to just try. Every day, try something. Try again.
Well, I want to talk about something really good.
Yeah.
Because you guys have several campaigns. You have several campaigns that you do yearly. You have the Heart Ball, you have the Go Red for Women, and the Heart Walk.
Yes.
You recently were able to raise $340,000. So congratulations to you. So how does money like that specifically impact Hampton Roads?
Sure. I think I talked about a little bit that we are a research-driven organization. And so first of all, funds research. So we're funding here locally about $1.7 million. A lot of those projects are at Eastern Virginia Medical School, now Old Dominion Virginia Health Sciences. And so that money goes back into funding research and funding that next big thing that you talked about that might eradicate heart disease. So we're excited about putting that money back into the community that way. The other thing that it supports is our community programming. So the things that we're already doing in the community, it helps us to have a bigger reach, a bigger impact, grow those programs within Hampton Roads. So it's funding our mission, it's funding research, our advocacy work we talked about. So we're rooted, we're pushing policy. We just recently had some bills that passed, and we're really excited about a new law that's going to make cardiac emergency response plans and AEDs mandatory in every school in Virginia. Yes. So we're very excited about
Congratulations to all of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And anyone, with a child in public school to know that they're going to have a plan and an AED on site that people know how to use and are equipped and empowered to use.
Absolutely. So are there people that you want to thank for their support?
Just thanks to all of our sponsors and thank you to our volunteers. We are a volunteer-led organization and just a small local team. So we have I call it a small but mighty team, but we are able to have an impact because of volunteers. And so I want to thank our volunteers. I would thank our board members. We have a lovely board here made up of executives throughout Hampton Roads. So thank you to all our volunteers that
Well, you talked volunteers, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to let our folks who are watching know how they can help you. They can volunteer, right?
They can always volunteer. And so you talked about those 3 fundraising campaigns. And so in the fall, we have our Heart Walk. In the spring, we have Go Red. And then late spring is our Heart Ball. But also, there are community things that we're doing. So we're doing blood pressure programs at faith-based organizations, and we're putting in kiosks and all kind of things so people can get involved with us.
So when they see you're red, they need to come talk.
We need volunteers, and we need it, and we need help, and we need to reach more people. And so the only way we're going to do that is to bring more people and engage more people.
So can you let us in on what is next as we wrap up?
Sure. And so I talked about a couple of things. Like in the fall, we have our Heart Walk that's coming up. One is on the peninsula and one will be on the south side at the ocean. So we're gearing up for that. That's really a focus on wellness for employee health. And so we're focused on top 25 employers in particular. We want people to come out. We're going to be doing hands-only CPR training and a lot of fun things at the Heart Walk. So we're excited about that. We're also excited about our inaugural research symposium. And so that's going to be in collaboration with Virginia Health Sciences, ODU, EVMS. We're excited. It's the first one. So we're really excited. And we're also excited to be hosting a doula symposium.
So can you give your website one more time so that folks can check on dates and follow you?
There's a couple of different websites, but for the Heart Walk in particular, it's hamptonroadsheartwalk.org. And then our general website is www.heart.org.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. You're outstanding.
Thank you so much.
I know you enjoyed today's conversation, and we'd like to make your voice a part of the exchange. If you have some thoughts or suggestions on future topics, post a comment on our MyTVZ social pages. Don't forget to use the hashtag OIHR for Our Issues Hampton Roads. That's our show for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Ray Pearson. Goodbye for now.